If you want to prepare yourself for Wuthering Waves, this video is for you. I will give you an insight of the most important aspects and features of the game. Questions like how free-to-play friendly is the game, how many rewards and 5-star characters do we get, and also how to get 240 free pulls as a free-to-play player. I will also give a rough overview of the game. This video should give you some idea what the game offers and should be interesting for someone seeing Wuthering Waves the first time or someone who already watched a ton of videos and guides. This should be interesting for all kinds of people. Keep in mind, all the things here are subject to change and might end up different when the game releases, since most of the information comes from the closed beta. And since the game is very similar to a lot of features from Genshin Impact and Star Rail and other gacha games, I will make some comparisons here and there, but I will hopefully explain it in a kind of way which makes sense for all kinds of players. Let's jump into the overview. Wuthering Waves is a free action anime open world gacha game releasing 22nd of May for mobile and PC. Also announced for PlayStation, but I'm not sure if it's also gonna release on the same day. The elements in the game are Arrow, Glacio, Conductor, which is Electro, Fusion, Havoc and Spectro. Some of the names here in the picture have changed, so keep this in mind. The game has the typical gacha standard roles, which some of the characters are supports, DPS, sub-DPS, and on and off-field DPS. And speaking of characters, there is currently 17 playable characters in the game. 5 standard banner 5-star characters, 2 limited time 5-star banner characters, and 9 4-star characters. And there's also the main character, which is Rover, which is also a 5-star by the way, which you can also choose to be male or female. There's also 5 weapon types in the game: broadsword, sword, pistols, rectifier and gauntlets. Write that down because this becomes especially important since we all will get a free 5-star weapon selector when you reach a specific union rank, which is the account level, but I will talk about this later. And that is only one of the many rewards we will actually get during the beginning phase of the game. So let's jump into it. Which are the other rewards you can expect to get? Because free-to-play players can actually get up to 240 pulls just by playing the game. One mad lad with the name I Am Ravenous actually made a huge spreadsheet calculating this in total. This includes all the registration awards, exploring, achievements, events, puzzles, quests, story and level rewards and more. 240 pulls as a free-to-play, that's pretty good for beginning of a game. You will also get a bunch of pre-registration rewards, including character XP books, which they are called resonance potions, 50,000 currency, aka shell credits, 200 astrite, which is the gacha currency. Better get used to that name, astrite, because I will keep mentioning this in the video. And we also get a 4-star weapon selector, which will be sent to us per in-game mail. There's actually another goal we can reach right now. We only need like 3 million followers and we get another 20 free pulls for the standard banner. So let's do it, guys. If you don't follow them, do it now. There's also the union level rewards in-game tab, which will provide you with multiple free pulls and even a 5-star weapon selector chest, which you will get when you reach account level or union level 45. Yeah, the union level is like the adventure rank in Genshin. Choose wisely. Better pick it for your main. You might be asking yourself, is it worth to get the battle pass? With the battle pass you get another 7 pulls actually. You also get some more character materials and more stuff to make leveling easier. You have to decide this for yourself. There's also the Welkin, which will provide you 90 gacha currency every day when you log in for 30 days, accumulating to an amount of 3000 astrite, adding another 19 pulls. It's pretty much the same as Genshin. Just as a comparison, spenders will get 266 pulls in total, and free-to-play players will get 240 pulls without spending a dime. The game is free, guys, remember. I will also assume they will give us more free pulls when the game releases, because it's pretty typical for gacha games to do that on release day and they just send us more pulls per mail as a little thank you gift. But this is just theory. Now you might be asking, is the game really free-to-play friendly? Do you need to pull characters to clear all the content? You actually get 6 characters just by playing the game pretty early on. Which of course there's the Rover, the main character, who is a 5-star DPS and people grade him as actually a pretty strong unit. You actually get 3 characters just playing the story quest. Characters are Yang Yang, Jixia and Baiji. Out of the 3 characters, Baiji is the support character. She will heal you. And yes, they are all 4-star characters. But that doesn't mean they are bad. they're actually all good. Later on day 5, with the daily login event, you actually get Sanhua, which is a very beloved character during the closed beta. And you will also get Yuan Wu for free when you clear the Tower of Adversity, which is an endgame mode unlocked with Union level 15. This is similar to Genshin's Abyss or Memory of Chaos in Star Rail. More about that later. So yeah, you got 6 characters for free, without pulling anything. Let's talk about the banners. These are also pretty similar to Genshin and Star Rail. Of course, there's also limited banners. To note it down, Yi Yan and Yin Lin will be the first limited banners we will see in the game. Yes, these two are not in the pool for the standard banner. They are limited characters. Now let's talk about the weapon banner, because this one is also way better than in other gacha games. The weapon banner lets you pick the weapon you actually want. And there's no 50-50. You are guaranteed to get this weapon 100% that you have chosen. Also, for all banners, the max pity is not 90, as we are used to Star Rail and Genshin, it is 80. So that's also pretty nice. Next up, let's talk about the gameplay. If you're coming from Genshin, you will early find out that pressing E and Q won't do much. And in this game, skill actually matters. Now there is ultimate abilities and skills. The big difference here to Genshin is that you only have, first of all, 3 characters instead of 4 in your team. But more importantly, there is dodge and parry mechanics. For example, you can learn the enemy attack patterns and simply parry all their attacks if you wanted to. It not only looks very cool, but it also feels super satisfying if you can actually pull it off. I think the big difference here is that you have this satisfying feeling doing good combat, since skill just matters. This also becomes crucial, especially at endgame bosses, because bosses will later one-shot you if you don't know how to dodge and parry. So it's very helpful that the game actually offers a tutorial stage where you can also learn how to perform combos and get a nice grip of each of the characters and their combat capabilities and abilities. For some characters, it even matters for the timing when you press a button. With the right timing for Rover, for example, you can do an enhanced normal attack. This is just an example how much depth the combat can actually offer in this game. Take your time and read the character kits, since also every character has their own core gameplay mechanic, which is for most characters just another bar on top of the HP bar. Characters need to fill up that bar to get enhanced abilities or attacks, to simply sum it up. And yes, all the characters have unique core mechanics. I will not go too much into meta, because this is subject to change, but during the closed beta, very popular characters were Verina, Sanhua, and especially Danjin was called broken, but we will see. I would just overall recommend you that you build your characters who you like design-wise, since you can be good with every character. Co-op is actually unlocked at Union level 30, so just a disclaimer, they announced with a developer message that they're gonna reduce this requirement, but we don't know how much they reduce it, so yeah, take this with a grain of salt. And yes, you will be able to play co-op with friends, farm echoes together, do the world bosses together, farm shiny echoes, we will talk about this later, do domains, use your stamina together, whatever you want. Yes, the game offers also another stamina system similar to the other gacha games. The stamina cap is the same as Star Rail, it's 240. Cool is that echo farming doesn't cost you anything if you do it in the open world. So that means infinite farming. You're only limited to the amount of monsters you can farm. And I keep speaking about echoes, but what are echoes? Simply said, they are similar to Genshin's artifacts or Star Rail's relics. They will improve your character's stats. And not only that, some of these echoes even give you abilities. Some of them let you turn into some monster or summon monsters and more. Echo farming is becoming one of the most important things in this game, so you better get used to that word too. Let's talk about level progress, gear, and echo farming. You not only level your characters, so-called resonators, you also level your weapons, and you also need to level your echoes. Then there's also your account level, which is called the Union level. But then there's also the databank, aka terminal level. This pretty much is a Pokédex. You need to catch them all the echoes. The more echoes you collect, the higher your terminal level. This is important because you need Union level 15 to get access to 5-star echoes, which is like 5-star artifacts. Terminal levels also give you some kind of rewards, even gacha currency. And there's also talents, which you can also level up. The talent tree is rather similar to Star Rail, where sometimes it will add some kind of effect to one of your abilities, like more crit rate, etc. One tip I want to give out right now: don't build too many characters. Make sure you have enough materials to at least just build 3 resonators characters. If you build too many characters and level them all up, you will see that you are running out of materials very fast. If you get echoes, make sure you don't spend too much materials on them as well, since you will get 5-star echoes later on, which will be just better. You can farm the whole map for echoes every day. It actually resets every 24 hours. So go all out, hardcore players, and if your map is empty farmed, you can join a friend and empty their world, hopefully with permission, together. You should also prioritize spending your stamina on world bosses, because these will give you breakthrough materials which you will need to ascend your characters to certain points. Like at level 20, 40, 50, 60, 70 and 80, you will need some type of ascension material which will drop from the world bosses. So many players just recommend only spending your stamina on world bosses and not spending it on anything else. It's just worth to mention that the world bosses are level 35 and might be hard for beginners if you didn't build your characters yet. I just recommend to level your main DPS first and as much as you can. Also max out the weapon. Just keep in mind that you don't waste all the materials on just any weapon. Make sure it is at least a 4-star weapon, because you will replace these 3-star weapons soon, or even replace the 4-star with a 5-star weapon, because we get a 5-star weapon selector chest. Let's talk a little bit about exploring. Yes, there is a huge open world, very similar to Genshin, many chests, enemies, puzzles, but imagine this just way more fun, because you have a grapple hook and a glider, which you can combine. You can grapple into the air and just glide. Then you have wall running, you don't need to climb anymore, just run up this wall, it's very awesome. And you will also get free pulls from just exploring. And if you 100% areas, you even are rewarded with 500 astrite. We are reaching slowly the end of the video, don't worry. Surprisingly enough, there is already 3 endgame modes when the game releases. The first one is Tactical Hologram. This one is the true endgame. It's harder versions of the bosses you have fought before, in the overworld or from the story. They also have different mechanics and more advanced movesets, so you have to learn this boss once more again. Then there's also the Tower of Adversity. This is also where you will get and unlock Yuan Wu, a free 4-star Electro Gauntlet user. This Tower of Adversity is very similar to Genshin's Spiral Abyss. There's multiple floors, gotta clear them with your team. So this is recommended when you already have your team set up. Then there's also the Death of Elusive Realm, which is very similar to a simulated universe from Star Rail. It is kinda like a roguelike and more of a fun mode, because you can juice up your characters to some very creative builds, and basically your healers become DPS. You can do so much more damage just if you pick the right roguelike buffs. After each floor you get like certain buffs you can decide on. I probably didn't mention many other things. Feel free to leave this in the comment section if there's something worth to mention that I forgot. I just tried to pack this all into one video, so hopefully you forgive me. And I hopefully gave you a nice picture about what the game has to offer. I just want to say, guys, have fun, enjoy the game, don't rush the content, let the devs cook. I really do appreciate you guys watching this far. If you'd like to see more content from me, make sure you stick around and subscribe. Join our Discord server, since co-op will be pretty important for echo farming. And yes, that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and I see you next time. Bye bye.
Good only one world, one love, but the battle goes on, shadows of mass destruction. Ooh yeah, do 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 do, baby baby, do 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 do. Ooh yes, do 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 do, baby baby. Do 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 do.